Hey guys, welcome to the Nicocun. I'm here with a special guest, Ammar from Yes Theory. I'm really excited for this podcast, so let's get straight into it.
Let's do it.
So Ammar, tell us about yourself.
My name is Ammar. I am 26 years old. I was born and raised in Egypt, and I lived a pretty crazy life, moving from one country to the other by myself, because when I was 15 years old, I got a scholarship to go to boarding school in South Africa. So I ended up moving there for 2 years, and I made so many new friends, and I got to learn more about myself and my continent, where I'm from, Egypt, Africa, and got to develop a very strong passion for technology and social media and storytelling. Because during that time, when I was in South Africa, a huge event happened in my country, in Egypt, and that was the revolution. And that made me very passionate about change and about bringing people together. And sorry. So from that point onwards, I just wanted to um, build my own company, and I knew that I wanted to do it in technology. So I moved after South Africa, living in South Africa for 2 years. I moved to San Francisco. I lived there for a year. I went to another high school and I worked for a tech company. And I got to learn a lot more about tech, and the best place in the world to learn about tech, San Francisco. And then after that, I wanted to go back to Egypt to start my own company when I was 18. But during the time, the political situation in the country wasn't too well, so I decided to um, just take another opportunity. I ended up going to university in Canada uh, to study more about technology and cyberspace, the things that make the different online spaces that we exist in. That was very interesting to me. But 2 years into university, I came up with an idea for an app, and I went to Montreal, which was on the other side of the country from where I was. I was in British Columbia on the west coast of Canada. So I ended up doing a road trip, went to Montreal, met a few people there. One of those people was Thomas, my current co-founder, in a completely different company than the one I intended to start. So I just, through a series of very random serendipitous events, I end up running into Thomas, and then I met Matt, my two partners and co-founders in Yes Theory, which is the YouTube channel that I currently have. I'm a member of Yes Theory, and the channel is about doing things that get you out of your comfort zone, doing things that get you to say yes. Our slogan is seek discomfort, because we believe that the best things in life happen when you step outside of your comfort zone. The if you think about what's the best memory you've ever had, it's usually around the time where you did something that scared you, something that made you a little bit uncomfortable and made you experience something new for the first time. And we feel that the best way to continue growing is by seeking discomfort. So I started that with my two best friends, Matt and Thomas, 5 years ago. Today we have, I think it's 5.7 million subscribers on YouTube, and we are building different startups around the Yes Theory movement. So we built Seek Discomfort as our lifestyle brand, and we're currently developing more projects and like live events, and we're making a book, writing a book. So there's all kinds of different projects that then come to make up the Yes Theory, so that it's not just the YouTube channel, but rather being able to explain the Yes Theory in different ways, and not just through YouTube. But right now, the main focus is YouTube. That was a very long intro.
Yeah, that was a really good intro, but you kind of already answered the second question, which was how did you meet Yes Theory? How did you meet like the other members? You kind of
Yeah,
already answered that. But if there are like some details you didn't include that you want to include, you can say them.
of course. So I was in Montreal, Canada, and one night I was walking around the street and I heard a party coming from a rooftop, and I decided this to sneak in and go meet people at that party. So I ended up um, sneaking in, and I went upstairs to the roof, started introducing myself, telling people about my company, the startup that I was working on at the time, and a few people said that I should meet Thomas. And 20 minutes later, I ended up meeting Thomas, and from there, we just connected right away. We felt that there's we almost meant to do something together, meant to work together, and within 5 days, I had made the commitment to stay with him and Matt and do 30 things we've never done before in 30 days and make a video about it every single day. And that's how the channel started. It just started as a challenge, started as a way for us to do something different for that summer. And we didn't really, we didn't start it because in our mind we wanted to be like YouTubers or we wanted to make a living out of YouTube. It was just simply the challenge and the experiment part of it, which thankfully turned into something amazing. And now we've got Yes Theory and an amazing community all over the world that has some amazing people like yourself. I mean, that's I'm honored that you watch Yes Theory and it's something that that inspires you to get out of your comfort zone and do all these things.
That's really interesting. So, how and why did you guys start Yes Theory?
Well, as I said, it was started as an experiment. We just wanted to do something different, and in that process, we became very good friends, and we realized that discomfort, when you step out of your comfort zone with people around you, there is nothing that helps you connect more. There's nothing that makes you like better friends than doing hard, uncomfortable things that push you to grow with your friends. Um, because it forces you to be vulnerable, and in that process, you get to really connect deeply with people around you. So yeah, as I said, it's just it started as an experiment, and when we realized that there's so much power in discomfort, we just wanted to dedicate our lives to that message and to making sure that as many people as we possibly can get to really understand what that means and all the amazing things that exist outside of fear. What scares you? What's your biggest discomfort?
I don't know. Like sometimes this is like sometimes. Sometimes I like love the ocean. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not going in. But I like the ocean, but sometimes I'm like, no, like, but yeah.
I'm, I'm so funny. I'm the same way. I have a very complicated relationship with the ocean because I love swimming and I love jumping from like cliffs and stuff, but I don't like spending a long time in the water when I can't stand. I always feel like I always get freaked out. So yeah, it's we share the same fear.
that's really cool. So, what's your favorite collab like in Yes Theory you have done?
Favorite collab. I think the documentary that we launched in August of last year, the Lost Pyramid, the one we filmed in Guatemala about. Sorry, my voice is cracking today. We filmed a documentary in Guatemala a year ago about climbing the world's largest pyramid, and in that process, we collaborated with some of the most brilliant filmmakers on the internet: Sam Colder, Johnny FPV, Chelsea Amase, Sorella Moore, Max Rance McDonald's, Andreas Ham, just all people that are extremely inspiring and people that we respect their work a lot. And it ended up coming together in a beautiful piece that ended up being a documentary, and it went on to just be one of my favorite pieces we've ever made.
That's really cool. So, what's your favorite Yes Theory like episode you have done for the whole time you guys have been on YouTube,
Hmm.
including Project 30 and like all the other stuff?
That's my favorite video. I think the bungee jump with the heli bungee jump with Will Smith was a very special experience, just because of how crazy that was just to start with, and how it was such a random idea that we just put it on YouTube, and then Will Smith responded, and then it became this huge event on his 50th birthday. It was just such a surreal experience that that it's definitely like up there, one of my favorite things we've ever done. And I got to bungee jump out of a helicopter, which was crazy.
That's really cool. My favorites are the The one where you guys turned your backyard in the old house into a
Restaurant.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Um, the the one where you called random YouTubers to pitch ideas.
Yeah.
I watched that like 50 times. I don't know why. I really like it. Also the one in Project 30 where you got like football players, soccer players to sign
Yeah.
stuff, which was cool.
Yeah.
Um, the funny thing was is that Chelsea, the team,
Yeah.
is one of my favorite teams, so that was funny.
Nice. Yeah, I got to talk to Mourinho, which is
That's
crazy.
cool. All right, so what does seek discomfort mean for you?
What does seek discomfort mean to me? Well, I think to seeking discomfort means growth to me. I mean, it's in fact, in my mind, it's the only way to grow, the only way to truly be in a position where you're empowering yourself to evolve and to not stagnate is by seeking discomfort. And I feel like society is set up in a way that makes people want to optimize for comfort and want to have comfortable things, comfortable houses, comfortable. Not that comfortable houses and comfortable cars are a bad thing, but it's in making them forget to do also the things that are uncomfortable and the things that satisfies their curiosity, and not just make them be a part of this hamster wheel of you go to school and then you graduate and then you go to work and then you get a girlfriend, then you buy a house and then you get married. It's the same steps that you think that you have to follow, but very not so often do we question these things. And for me, to seek discomfort is to constantly be seeking those experiences and seeking those lessons that and perspectives that help you stay, that help you evolve and help you grow.
Great. So what's your favorite thing about YouTube?
My favorite thing about YouTube is that it's free and that it's accessible to anyone in the world with an internet connection, which is still not the whole world. And I hope that one day I get to see everybody in the world with a right to internet connection, because internet changed my life. As I said, I was born and raised in Egypt in a small city in the middle of the desert, and because of the internet, I was able to do what I do today. And because of YouTube, I was able to post a video and make that experiment of Project 30, and that ending up and that becoming Yes Theory and all the amazing things that happened because of Yes Theory today. So I think the idea of, in the past, it used to be only if you owned the TV channel or you had enough money to pay a network to put a video or a piece of content up. Now anyone in the world, if you have a camera, if you have a phone, you can just say anything you want, create anything you wish for, and put it out there and share it with people. And that, I think, is so. I feel so lucky to be living in a time where people can do that, and I feel a lot of people take that for granted. So, yeah, I definitely, get given where I'm from and knowing that having even fast internet wasn't always an option for me to watch YouTube, and YouTube wasn't really. I used to have to leave videos loading overnight so I can watch them in the morning, because that's how long it takes to watch one video. I feel people in more fortunate places just take it for granted that it's like they don't even think about it twice. But definitely want to make sure that if you're listening to this, I hope that you reflect and realize that you're very grateful to have the internet connection, to have the devices that allow you to watch this and allow us to talk right now when you're in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
You're in Mexico, I'm in LA, and we're able to talk. You have a mic in front of you, like all these things that are things that I really want us to be conscious of and grateful for, because it's we're lucky to have these things.
Great. So if you do you have a least favorite thing about YouTube?
Yes, I don't like I have a lot of least favorite things about YouTube. As amazing as it is, I definitely think that there is I mean, it's these are all very technical things in the way the algorithm works and the way, sometimes we get like demonetized for unclear reasons, and sometimes we feel our videos don't get recommended for also very unclear reasons, when the things that we do are all very positive, and we see other channels doing really not so positive things getting like massively recommended. And so yeah, it's I definitely think that there's a luckily for us, our comment section has always been a positive place, but definitely for other YouTubers, I feel that would be a big answer. Like a lot people just comment sometimes, not not negative things, but that's not something that we really go through. So I'd say really is the unclear the unclear way the algorithm works, and the way where creators are never consulted or briefed about changes that happen. So yeah, that's again, it's very technical, but it's I don't definitely don't like that about YouTube.
So, where do you see Yes Theory in 5 years?
Where do I see Yes Theory in 5 years? I see Yes Theory being continuing to grow. Obviously, all the YouTube channel um, and other channels for content on YouTube and in podcast and like different verticals. But I also see it being starting to be more physical spaces. So there would be like yes restaurants, and yes creative houses, and yes clubs, and different spaces out in the real world that actually connect the community and bring people together, because I think that's really the point. Like Yes Theory so far allowed us to connect so many people in virtual spaces through online and through Facebook pages and all that, but my real passion is to bring those people to the real world and have them meet and collaborate and connect and love each other. So yeah, in 5 years, a lot of Yes Theory spaces, not just Yes Theory channels.
And in 20 years, where do you see Yes Theory?
In 20 years, I see Yes Theory being the biggest, most positive movement to ever exist on this planet, because of how many people are gonna get around just the idea that saying yes and choosing love over fear and seeking discomfort are amazing pillars where one can build like a very happy, joyful, connected life on. And I in 20 years, I see so many different I see so many different companies coming to build products that will serve that community. That's on the business end of things, but also so many like world-changing collaborations happening from within the community, like people meeting to solve very very big problems because they're all connected on through Yes Theory or through the idea of seeking discomfort.
All right, so that was the last question.
But I want to ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years,
How
5
old
years,
will you
I will be
be?
17.
Yeah.
17. I don't know. I don't know where I see myself. I want to try to have at least like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube by then.
Okay.
Uh,
We'll definitely do it. I feel we're gonna have 1 million by then, and I'm very glad I said that, because you'll be able to pull that out and know that I'm right. You definitely have the consistency and like the passion to do it, and as long as you continue learning, continue just really chasing the things that you want to do on YouTube and sharing your passions and sharing your thoughts, I really think that you can do it. You can do it by 17 million subscribers.
I also want to like try to like expand this podcast by doing something. And like yeah.
That's amazing, bud.
All right. So thanks so much for coming on the podcast, Ammar.
Of course.
And this is end the podcast. Have a great rest of your day and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.
Yes, please subscribe to this guy. He was the man.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
Thank you.